Apples, a tasteful, nutritious fruit that can earn you millions if cultivated well on a large scale. It's a tropical fruit that's relatively easy to propagate, manage, and less capital intensive. According to Tridge, a market intelligence tracking tool, the global pineapple market has significantly grown by 7% over the last 12 years. Production is over 25.8 million tons with an export value of $2.7 billion annually by 2019. In 2020, however, these numbers have dropped. The impact of COVID-19 on the ability to export and access to farm utilities continue to affect the business. In Uganda, the current bumper harvest originating from favorable weather seasons worsens the situation, dropping the price from 2,000 Ugandan shillings to as low as 500 Ugandan shillings. This, however, doesn't have to be the end story because pineapples can be frozen, processed into juice or wine. One can equally gain from selling the byproducts, thus preserving the price if not raising it. Tonight on Seeds of Gold, Pineapple Value Addition. Coming up.
Pineapple business, the dream I have, to start making juice of my own. When I get it, I think I will be the producer of the sweetest and the good juice, I think, in the world.
Ofunya Dominic is a well-established pineapple farmer. As it is the main crop grown at home, Dominic was recruited into the pineapple business. But what do you do when you want to go commercial with no capital? This is Dominic's story.
It was my dream when I was young. I wanted to be a businessman. So from there, I had to do whatever it takes to study business administration. And that's what I did. But I never wanted to get employed. I said that these pineapples are the ones which sponsored me. I started going with them, I think, when I was in P5. They sponsored me till I finished my university. So I said that, where do I go to look for a job? So I decided that, let me go. I knew that from one sucker, I could get like millions of suckers of the pineapples. So I started little by little. And my father was also a pineapple farmer. He has some small gardens at home. That's where really my dreams of getting at least a good pineapple plantation like this one started from. I had bought my bicycle when I was in P5. I was working at a dispensary, servicing the compound. I got some money, bought the bicycle. I started pushing the matoke to the market. Afterwards, there was a friend of mine who was having a pineapple garden. So he could sell me the pineapples and take them to market. So I realized that if I can get my small garden and put there mine, I would get more money than buying from those farmers. So I went to a friend, I asked him to give me the suckers or pineapple seedlings. So he gave me freely on them. I started with like 1,000 suckers, and that's why I started from just planting pineapple garden.
Dominic produces over 10 tons of pineapples to the market, which ideally should be a good business at stable market prices of 2,000 Ugandan shillings per pineapple on average. However, the current COVID times have disrupted the market price, producing a price fluctuation as low as 700 Ugandan shillings per pineapple.
Due to current situation, whereby we used to sell these pineapples to Sudanese, Rwandese, Kenyans, and they are not still coming due to COVID-19. So we expect the over 100 acres we have planted. Some are growing, some are almost ready to harvest. expect to take them to factory, nearby factory. What we need to do is, most times they tell us exactly what kind of the pineapples they need. They tell that they want the red pineapples, not the low, the ones which at least which have reached the time of the harvest. You find that it's already, it's not green, it's yellow in color. It has changed from green to yellow in color. They always tell us at least the kilograms they need. At least you have to take the pineapple which is from 1 kilogram and above. They don't like those small pineapples. You have to take the pineapple knowing that at least these ones, they will not chase them out of their gate that those are the very poor pineapples. The quality you want is bad. So you have to take the good quality at the factory.
These prices notwithstanding, value addition is seen as a secondary source of extracting gold out of the pineapple. Dominic has dedicated his life to improving the quality of the fruit with a target in mind of gaining a competitive advantage to increase his sales. But most importantly, because quality is an essential factor for value addition, Dominic maintains these practices to produce the sweet pineapple fruit.
To make sure that we produce sweet pineapples, the good quality, one, we have to keep these pineapples out of the weed. We are to clean these pineapples so that they grow when they are healthy. Since we don't spray them, there are no any manure we add on, they just grow of its own. So they don't need these other parasites, you can call them the weeds. And the workers you are to put in the garden, they must be having the experience, because when they are growing, they don't need the leaves, you can call them the leaves, to be disturbed, because the leaves are the ones which collects the water. They are used like the gutters. They collect the water to the plant, and they also keep the water. So when you put there the unexperienced workers, they just cut the weeds, and you find that the pineapple has produced a very bad pineapple. So you make sure that at least you get people who knows how to manage the garden well. You have to first look for the fertile land. I mean the virgin land. I said the virgin land, you will be sure that the pineapple it will produce, it will be of the good quality, without spraying, without looking for the fertilizers or manures. It has to give you a good pineapple. If you want a very good big pineapple, you look for the good suckers. You don't have to plant any sucker. When the pineapple has put on the pineapple for ready to harvest, when you cut it, it produces the suckers, whereby they have to be removed. Those are the ones we look for. But there are those who go whereby they have already left the garden. It's weedy, it's bush, they go and get the suckers. So those ones, they don't grow well. Yes, they come with diseases, they come with weeds, they come with all sorts of things. Third one is how to space them. Yes, how to space them. The spacing, here in Isinjiro, we use at least 1.5 to 2 feet. But 2 feet is good because it gives the pineapple the distance so that it can get the space, and it grows when it is healthy. When they have reached the time of the harvest, you have to make sure that you get the lifters, those people who will take the pineapple from the garden, who will cut them, who have the experience. If you are to cut the pineapple, you have to cut the pineapple so that you leave the other young suckers. to grow, so that you get the seedlings to go and plant into the other gardens. And you have to make sure that when they are cutting, they have the sacks where they put the pineapples. You take them where you collect. You will load them to the car, and you load and take them to the factory. You take the fresh pineapples. You don't have to cut them today and you take them after 2 to 3 days. No, you cut and load immediately. You take to the factory, and they don't automatically like the damaged pineapples. They need the good pineapples. If they are damaged, you make sure that you leave them for the people to eat them at the garden.
Coming up, how much do you make by adding value to the pineapple as compared to selling the fresh fruit? Pineapples are perishable fruits which cannot be kept for long on the market. In a bid to avoid resultant losses, many farmers end up selling their produce at unreasonable low prices, leading to low profit margins. Over the years, a number of innovations have come up to preserve and add value to the fruit, ensuring a balance is maintained. One of the factories in Uganda is in Ntungamo. It processes the pineapples into pineapple juice, which increases the profit by 20% as compared to being sold raw. In these COVID-19 times, Dominic intends to take his stock to the factory. Here is what you need to know about processing the pineapples.
The local market most times helps us. They take a lot of our produces from the garden, but the prices, compared to the price of the factory, we get very low prices because the local people need the pineapple for 500, 800, 1,000. But when we take our pineapples to the factory, at least we get a little of a pregnant price, whereby on the factory you have to weigh the pineapple on the weighing scale, and the local people you don't weigh. Whether it is 4 kilograms or 3 kilograms, if they are to give you 1,000, they give you that. But on the factory, you weigh. They used to buy us from 700 to 1,000 per kilo. So if you find that your pineapples weigh 3 kilograms, you get your 3,000.
At the factory, the pineapples are processed into fruit juice, increase the fruit price by 20%. Not only that, but the byproducts are then sold for manure.
It is very, very, very important to process pineapples because it has added on the value and the profits that we get from pineapples. First of all, it has increased the shelf life. It increases the shelf life of our pineapples, because as everybody knows, pineapples are perishables, but when they are processed and packed, at least it takes a long time. Secondly, when you are looking at the profit margin that we get from a fresh pineapple and a processed pineapple, we get more money, bigger monies compared to when we sell fresh pineapples. Here, we process juice from pineapples. It is packed in bottles, then packed in sachets, and then we distribute to different areas. When the pineapples are brought here, basically we have a person to receive them, to receive the farmer. He writes his name, then the number of fruits, he weighs them and washes them, then we peel. After peeling, then we cut them into small pieces. We put them in a crusher, and they are put in small particles, and then the process begins, where they are put in another machine that picks out juice, separates juice from the leftovers, and thereafter the process continues up to where we go to packing. For the pineapple leftovers and husks and peels, we usually take them, we sell them to people that want them, and there are very many. One, for those who have cattle, they come and buy, especially those who practice zero grazing. Two, those who have pigs, they come and buy, and they take them as food for their pigs. Each kilogram, we sell it at 500 shillings.
Let's look at the price difference between selling a pineapple on the local market versus adding value to the fruit.
One pineapple makes a profit of 1,000 extra, implying that a fresh pineapple is 1,000, then a processed pineapple adds more 10,000, rather 1,000, so it becomes 2,000. Implying that the profit of a processed pineapple is 1,000 more. From 100 pineapples, we get 150 liters. But for us, when we are packing, we pack in 500 mils bottles, implying that we shall get 300 bottles.
There are standards required by the farmer to supply to the company. One of them is to belong to a credible cooperative as a measure of ensuring credibility and ability to supply while abiding to the regulations.
We have encouraged our farmers to be organic, to practice organic farming, because we don't believe in chemicals and all that. And most of our farmers have a certificate of organic farming, which was given to us by an American that wanted to take our pineapples to America and outside world. And what we basically consider for pineapples to be brought here: one, he has to be our member. Two, he has to make sure that his pineapples are fully ripe. They are fully ripe. Three, he has to make sure that they don't have damages on the way. They have to come when they are properly packaged up to this place. Then four, we have to inspect his garden and make sure that the garden is well mulched. He does not spray or use chemicals.
Dominic's vision is to triple the selling price of the pineapple through processing so that the losses are minimized even at the worst case scenario, as he explains.
My vision I have, at least we have come to know, due to COVID-19, they have advertised the fruits to be the energy giver, to fight the disease, do what. So my future dreams is to start making juice of my own. I have been with it, but I need at least a good capital to begin it with. That's what I'm trying to save, and when I get it, I think I will be the producer of the sweetest and the good juice, I think, in the world.
COVID-19 has disrupted a lot of agriculture businesses, but equally created new opportunities to grow.